Do you own any sex toys? Of course I do. Hey guys, welcome back to the Black Wendy channel. My name is Wendy Kumete, but I go by the Black Wendy on the social media streets. Welcome to another episode of, well, this is not Wendy Weekly per se, because Wendy Weekly is exclusively for my vlogs. But today I just decided that I wanted to sit down and catch up with you guys. There's so much that I want to say to you. Most importantly, thank you for sticking around. If you are someone who has been on this channel and waiting for content to be uploaded here, thank you so much for sticking around. And if you're new to the channel, we have so many new members of the W Squad, the Dub Squad, the Goom Gang. I don't know, like, what are we calling each other, guys? So before I even answer your questions, answer this. What do we call each other as a community? We really need to find something, and I'm terrible at this kind of stuff. So if you have any ideas, let me know. So I really just wanted to be relaxed with you guys today. I went on my Instagram. I was shooting earlier today, and you know, I got this face beat, and I was like, I don't want to waste this. So I asked you guys to ask me any questions that you may have on my Instagram. It's so unfortunate because I think I posted it at like 11 in the morning, and I only gave people 2 hours, well, 3 hours now, it's 2 p.m. to come up with some questions, and y'all came up with some questions. So this video will definitely be longer than my vlogs, and just to address that, you guys, I feel like I'm new to YouTube. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, I've grown so much over the years that I don't completely identify with some of the content that's still on this channel, you know, the content that I started up with. But I also like struggle to identify with that girl. Like, I was so eager to be in front of the camera back then. I remember I was just like so ready to sit down and talk to you guys. But now I just find that I'm so busy and tired. Like, I feel like basically. Like, I'm just so tired. But I will not stop making content. I live to make content, and I really just wanted my YouTube channel this year to be a place where I can just be real. Because if you think about it, on my Instagram and Twitter and TV, like, I act as other people mostly. Whenever I'm doing digital advertising, or if I have a character on a particular show, I'm acting. That's not me. So I really wanted a space where I could just be myself. And that's what my YouTube channel is for. So this is not, I'm not gonna sit here and like give a presenter, welcome to the, no. I'm just gonna sit here, I'm gonna read some of these questions, I'm gonna answer them to the best of my ability, and we're just gonna have fun together. Look, some of y'all went on my Instagram and fought. Like, some of these questions I was like, what does this even mean, child? So I'm gonna try and pace myself. I've browsed through some of them. I'll be reading some of them for the first time, and I'm actually still on my Instagram, so some of them are still coming in. But when it comes to some of the relationship stuff, I just want to let you guys know off the bat that I don't want to talk about that too much, because Muchi and I actually have an idea of how we want to unpack some things with you guys, because he's someone that's in the public eye, I'm someone that's in the public eye. So us dating was a thing, like, when we didn't really announce or come out, but when it became clear to the community that we are together, people had like, oh my gosh, like, so many questions, and they really wanted to get involved. And so we are being very intentional about how we navigate that conversation. So I will answer some of the questions, but I think some of them he should be around for, or he should give voice to. So yeah, let's jump right in, child. Did you study acting? Oh, we're off to a very simple start. Did you study acting? Yes, I did. I studied media and writing film and TV studies and drama at the University of Cape Town. And when I did my honors degree at UCT, my dissertation, like the thing that you have to, like the major project that you need to submit at the end of the year, what I submitted is a feature length film script. So I kind of majored in screenwriting in honors. Let's be friends. Are you sure? Your go-to songs for when you're feeling down. For me, it's anything from Maverick City music. For me as well, anything from Maverick City. Every single song that they have come up with in the past like 2 years, every album, every feature, every live performance. I love Maverick City music, and whenever I feel any type of way, actually, like whether I'm down or happy or I have something to celebrate or whatever, I always go to their worship music. It's so incredible. I get my day started actually with Maverick City music. Would you consider bringing back Wine Wednesday with Wendy? Wink wink. Absolutely. I actually want to do wine and I want to do whiskey. I have a lot of plans for the channel. Like I said in the beginning, I really want this to be a chilled, relaxed space where no one has to be someone else. So yeah, I'm really considering bringing back Wine Wednesdays. The thing with wine lately is that like, I'm not into it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like over wine for a little bit. Like I'm sure I'll get back to it. But right now I'm just in I'm in a bubbly season. I guess that's sparkling wine. So we could have sparkling wine with Wendy. I don't know. Would you rather skydive or bungee jump? I would rather take a nap. I'd rather stay home. I'd rather not do any of those things, honestly, truly. Both just seem like a terrible idea. I like your fashion style, thank you. I'm really, I've never been someone who was comfortable in playing around with clothes, but I'm definitely there in my life now. I have some pieces that I bought from Shein, that I bought from there, and I'm gonna be filming like a haul with one of my best friends next week, and you guys are gonna see what I picked out. But thank you for liking my fashion style. I also like it now. I feel like I'm really getting into it, and the reason why I'm saying now is because I just used to buy clothes, you know what I mean? But now I actually do take the time to like find things that I like, and I don't care what people think anymore, which is a huge factor for me when it comes to fashion or anything in life. Like even with some of my content, I've just given up caring what people think, because I used to really care and that got me nowhere. So I was like, let me try the other thing. Let me try actually doing what I want to do and see how far that takes me. So yeah, thank you for that. You're really funny, dude, right? Please DM my boyfriend and tell him that I'm funnier than him, please. My favorite scene from The Office. Oh my word, you guys, what? I can't. Oh, there's so many. There's so many scenes from The Office that I just love. I watch The Office often. I watch it at least like, I rewatch it at least once or twice a year. I love that series so much. So I don't know. Let me think. The one that this cushion over here is inspired by. Oh, I don't know how it's actually showing on screen, but it's Dwight, Your Ignorant Slut. And it's when Michael was trying to demonstrate depression to his co-workers, and it's actually really deep, like the actual essence of the scene. But that's just that line when Dwight is interjecting and he's like, Dwight, your ignorant slut. I just found it so funny. If you change one thing in the last 3 years, what would it be? COVID-19. What is your biggest achievement so far? You know, I think my life has changed and continues to change a lot. Like every 12 months I sit and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like last year November though? Oh no, wait, that November? Wait, no, that November? Like every year has just shown me how I've progressed. And sometimes actually like I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm having a very hard time right now. And I was having a ball last year, you know? So sometimes like things are hard. But I think my greatest achievements, or something that I really enjoy about my life, is that I've been able to maintain peace. Like I've been broke and I've been able to come back to myself and come back to God and be at peace with the season that I'm in. And I think that's an achievement, because that's something that I practice every day. And whenever I've really arrived to that moment, I really am just so proud of myself. Like, and it, you know, it works either way. Like whether I'm having a great time and I'm just getting all these wins, I'm able to like, or I try to be able to be at peace and be humble in that moment, just as I would be when things aren't going so well. So I think just, yeah, the consistent, constant state of peace. And when I'm not at peace, I know where my peace is, so I know where to find it, basically. Hey Wendy, what gave you the strength to go for your relationship? What gave me the strength to go for my relationship? I don't think I understand that question. But I think you actually, yeah, the strength to go for my relationship. I think like the bravery to commit to a relationship, like what gave me that. And it's just who Muchi is, basically. There were a lot of people that I was like talking to, getting to know and dating for the past like 2-3 years. And I think, and it just didn't work out because I wasn't a good fit for them and they were not a good fit for me. But I think what made me really go for this relationship is just who he is and who I am, and how that communicated and like worked together. Like we just worked together, you know. We could be sitting doing nothing, or we could be grinding and doing something like incredibly meaningful, and it all just makes sense. What's your greatest highlight or milestone of 2021? This apartment. I had, oh guys, when it comes to looking for a place to stay in Johannesburg. So for those of you who don't know, I moved to Joburg in 2019. So I've only been here for 2 years. And this is the 3rd apartment that I've moved into. My first apartment was great. The interim apartment was a disaster. And this apartment, I feel like I'm gonna live in for quite a while. So yeah, home is very important. To me, as it is to everyone else, right? But like just finding a place where I could create, a place where I can have my friends over and they feel at home, a place where like after a 6 to 6 day on set, I come back and I'm like, I'm home, you know. Greatest, like this is my greatest gift, this is my greatest highlights this year. I don't own the place, but it's just, it's my home, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm really happy to be given this place by God as a gift. So yeah. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Man, I'm still recovering from that shit. I'm joking. Very cute question. Thank you. I'm heaven sent. Thank you. Do you prefer writing or acting? I think both of them have very interesting and different challenges. Yo, there's nothing that challenges me like acting does, you know. It's a huge challenge to forget yourself, and that's what acting is. You need to completely forget yourself. So you can't be like, oh my god, I feel so uncomfortable in this. Does Rachel love that outfit? Wear the outfit. It's not about you anymore. You disappear completely, right? So acting is a huge challenge, and writing offers a different challenge. I started writing when I was like 11, 12, 13. And I started writing shortly after my mother passed away. So for me, writing was always this escape, this happy place, you know. I felt like I was enough. I felt like I had a voice. I felt like my imagination was interesting. I felt so interesting as a teenager, like writing in my journals and writing these short plays and stuff. Like I felt like, oh, you know, so connected to the world. So I don't know which I prefer, because they're so different. But if I had to pick one, if someone was like, you can only do one thing in your career, it would 100% be writing. Because writing is also one of those things that you can do professionally and personally. Like you can journal and write poetry. I used to rap in high school. Okay, in Bangani Water School, Bangani High School, grade 8, I was there in the ciphers. And then I just stopped. I actually don't know what happened, but I just stopped rapping and I stopped writing raps, and I started writing like poetry and stuff. So yeah, like I love the evolution that writing has taken me on. And yeah, so I'd definitely say writing for that. What do you like about Sipho? He cute or whatever. He is incredibly kind. Muchi is so kind, and everyone in his life would agree. He is just honestly one of the best. He's the best person I know. He's really kind. How are you finding life right now? How is your soul? I love this question. How are you finding life right now? How is your soul? Oh my word. Right now, I'm just really grateful. I have so much to be grateful for. Excuse me. How I'm literally finding life is I have year-end burnout and I'm tired and I want everything to stop and I want to take naps and I want to rest by the beach. But when I really think about it and when I really take stock of my life, like, I'm so grateful. Like, think about it, guys. For the past 2 years, think of the lives we've been living for the past 2 years, like from 2020, you know, and to actually still be here is wild. It's wild to still be here, you know. So I'm just incredibly grateful for each day. Really tired, but also just like really thankful. So that's such an incredible question. Do you stir clockwise or anti-clockwise? I stir like this. Anti-clockwise. Are we gonna get a boyfriend tag anytime soon? Absolutely. Yes, you are. Your prayer to God for your relationship. I said this when Unwabisa and I went live the other day, right? I don't think that I could have ever prayed for this relationship because I would not have known what to say. I couldn't have ever come up with this relationship. I did not think that it existed. I didn't think half of it existed. So my prayer obviously to God was always to find someone that I could do life with. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants a friend and a companion to do life with. And so that was the main prayer. But what God gave me is just way more than I could have ever put in words. So yeah, I guess whatever it is that you're praying for, God knows what you actually need, and that will make its way to you, because that's what happened with me and Muchi. Scandal or Isibaya? Scandal or Isibaya? You know, so the reason why I moved to Joburg was for Isibaya, right? I had come to Joburg for an interview. I'd come to Joburg for an audition. And I had spent imali yami yonke on this audition. I was like, I'm gonna get a return ticket to Johannesburg. I'm gonna audition for this like very prominent director, right? And this was after my manager had contacted, my now manager contacted me, and he was like, hey, like, I've been seeing your stuff online. Do you have any representation? And I was like, no, I don't actually. And then he said, well, you know, there's some things coming up in Johannesburg. Would you be able to get yourself here for auditions? And at that point, I was making these YouTube videos as our Zulu mom and Instagram and all of that, but I wasn't really thinking, see, this is what's gonna get me on TV, you know? So I was like, well, let me just go try an audition. It was my first audition ever. I didn't even know it's going to auditions. I auditioned, I gave it my all, and I could tell, like, the director walked me out. Hey, and I could tell, was something about this is like, it's giving me pity vibes. It's giving me like, thank you so much for coming all the way here, but you definitely don't have this role. And after that, I went to my manager, Wesley, and I was like, well, you know, I tried, but it didn't work out. And he was like, what time's your flight out of Johannesburg back to Cape Town? And I was like, it's at 8 p.m. And by then it was like 12 p.m. So he said, send me your best work and let's like arrange something like some interviews for you while you're in Johannesburg. Long story short, I ended up, you know, sitting with the executives at Bomb Production, my first TV house, my first TV home. And I had an interview there, and yeah, like a few weeks later, I was packing my bags in Cape Town, moving to Johannesburg to write for Isibaya. So I started as a writer for Isibaya because I have, you know, a degree in that. So we wrote, and obviously they saw my acting catalog as well. So I auditioned for Nolwandle, God Nolwandle, and that was just the best, it's still to this day, honestly, the best experience that I've had in the industry, because it was the first time that I was acting for money. Like, I was like, oh my word, like, am I that good at this, that someone would like barter like my talent for cash, you know? So it was amazing. It was such a great experience. And Unolanta was a maid, and she was nosy, and she had this innocence about her, right? Cut back to Scandal. Scandal, I'm Rachel, I'm this girl, money, go-getter, side chick. She's about the bag, she's about her man, she's about her needs, you know what I mean? So they are so different that I could never select between the both of them. But both those women have just been incredible to be. And I would not have had it any other way. So Scandal, always buy up both. 100% both. I'm getting a lot of you're beautiful and I love you and I love your work and you're funny. Like, there's a lot of that happening here, and I just want to say I see it, and thank you so much. I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for your kind words. How do you do your brows? Can you share a video? They're always so good. So I actually have really thick brows naturally, even without makeup, and I get them threaded. So I get them shaped by Remi. I'm gonna ask her if I can leave her contacts here, and if I can, then they will be in the description box. She is amazing. She just follows the shape of my brows and basically keeps them thick, so that when I do have makeup on sets, or here when Nosipo does my makeup for work, she just follows my natural shape. But thank you so much. Damn, I'm late, but sis, please, the name of the store you picked up the graphic t-shirts and vinyls. Oh yeah, so when we were in Cape Town, Muchi and I went to Vroom Vroom in Observatory to do some vintage shopping. We didn't really find like items of clothing much, but we bought a lot of vinyls. A lot of vinyls. So that's where we got it from, Vroom Vroom. Do you think that your childhood shaped the person that you are today in any way, good or bad? Absolutely. I think everyone's childhood shapes the person that they become. Whether they denounce some of the things that they learned there, or whether they heal from the trauma that they endured, or whether they just had a blast of a time as children. Like, whatever it is, I do think that you are definitely shaped by the experiences around you and the people around you. So yeah. My childhood, although very complex, it was just so much happened in my childhood, and it definitely made me the woman that I am today. And I would say no regrets to, you know, the things that I had power over, which is not a lot, and I would say that God has held me through the things that I really didn't have power over, and He has just made sure that I'm still on the path of becoming whatever it is that He created me to do, you know, or to be. So yeah, I'll talk about my childhood and all of that another day. I don't think that's something I can answer in 2 minutes, you know what I mean? But absolutely, just as it has shaped you, it has shaped me. Like, just as yours has shaped you, mine definitely shaped me. Who does your makeup? One of my best friends. I'm gonna leave her details down below. Nosipos Kosana Umzala. The original Rachel, like her name is Rachel, her second name is Rachel. But yeah, she does my makeup. And you know what? There's no one who understands my face as much as Nosipo does. What are you most appreciative of the people God placed in your life? Now listen. And I'm going back to the person who said, I want to be your friend. And I was like, are you sure? I love my friends so much. My friends are my family. But also, what I appreciate about them the most is how patient they are. I'm surrounded by the most patient people. Oh my Lord. And I don't think anyone should ever make you feel like you're hard to love. Or that it's hard to be in your life or to have you in their lives. I don't think that that's fair, and I don't think that that's healthy. But I will say that the way that my life is set up, that people in my life who have stayed are people who are incredibly patient, and people who understand my intentions. So what I'm saying by that is that, like, I'm hard to, like, I can't stay in touch with people a lot, for example, because I'm so busy. I'm incredibly busy, and if I'm not working, I'm tired. you know, and my friends are the kind of people who will be like supportive of the hustle, but also understand that just because we don't talk every day doesn't mean I'm not there for you, basically. So what I really appreciate about the people in my life is the patience that they have. Also, I'm surrounded by really funny people. My friends are hilarious, and they bring such joy to my life. So yeah, I appreciate that about them. How is this relationship different to your previous ones? Child, what previous ones? I have no exes, so can't really get confidence. What do you and Rachel have in common in terms of personality? Rachel is very goal-oriented. Like she knows what she wants and she stops at nothing to get it. She has particular methods that I would not exercise in my life. But I love how ambitious she is. That's what we have in common. You've made big strides in your career and love life. Uyakopa, babes. Kuhle man. Uyakopa. That's such a nice compliment. Uyakopa. Hey! I'm so glad that it appears that way. I'm joking. Thank you so much. I'm trying. We all are. How do you build your confidence up? You know how society is always making us thick girls feel less. Ooh, girl. It is a journey and a half. I don't think I'm even there yet. I think it's just like a daily practice to be kind to myself, because I do understand that I'm in a world that isn't kind to women who are as big as I am or bigger. So I understand, Wuti, like the body I carry isn't palatable to like the industry that I'm in, the industry that I'm trying to get into. I can't even go shop and have like shopping is the most stressful thing for me. Like I hate shopping. Like right now, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm having someone make my clothes for like something that Muchi and I are doing in December. Like it's just like I hate the shopping experience. So I understand what the world is communicating to me about myself. So I try to counter that as much as possible. And I try to surround myself with people who counter that. My boyfriend, my family, my friends who are able to speak positively into me. And I literally speak, you guys might find this weird, but I meditate every morning and I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself all the things that I need to hear. Even if it's hard for me to believe them in that moment. Like look at myself and say, girl, are you not the most beautiful girl in the world? Please go, please. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this episode. I'm gonna cap the questions here. I was actually like in the zone and I was gonna continue, but my camera overheated. I think it looks different now, like the setup looks different a little bit because I had to like wait for it for a while and the lighting changed and all that stuff. So I'm gonna stop it here and I will film another Q&A some other time and we will get to connect again. But thank you so much for sticking around till the end of this video because I feel like it's the longest video that I've ever had on my channel. Please make sure that you like this video and comment down below. Let me know some of the questions that you want me to answer, some of your thoughts on some of the questions that people asked, and please subscribe and join the Goom Gang, W Squad, the fill in the blank. Until next time guys, I love you. God bless. Bye.